Hello, everybody. I'm doing something a little unusual this time around with one of our assignments for the AI class, and that is I'm pre-recording the content before we get to class, and I thought that this might be an easier way for people to work. Um, and also because, I usually like to try all the assignments before we get to class, and I kind of feel like if I go through this and build this, um, that it basically I'll steal away from the class session later on today because I wouldn't be able to recreate it if I try it once. And so I'm just kind of playing it safe and recording it now. So basically, we're working on the Unit 14 content. We're up on slide 39. There was a little bit of a like 4 or 5 slide preview about what ChatFuel is, which is a chatbot overlay that you can insert into platforms like Facebook or a web page. And I thought I would basically go through the steps of this project here on my own, record what I'm doing, kind of comment on it as I go, and then I'll have it out there for you guys to borrow from. And then if we need to recreate this process during class, hopefully I can do it with a student. So we'll see how that all goes, right? So I have no forethought as to how successful I'm going to be here, but you know what? We still have to proceed bravely. So we are going to work with this product called ChatFuel. And as you can see here in the background, I am on their website right now. It's just chatfuel.com. Of course, we're going to work in free mode here because I certainly don't want to pay for it. But I am going to use the slides here as my guide. So the activity that we're going to complete, and this is going to be one of our AI projects, is to connect a Facebook page with the ChatFuel platform. So this does require that you have a Facebook account. I know that it is entirely possible that some of you don't and might not actually really want one, and I get all that. And so if you are in that conundrum, if you don't have, a Facebook page, please let me know, and then we'll develop a workaround for you about this. There are other ways to deploy this as well. So we're going to create also flows in ChatFuel for incorporating the bot on the Facebook page. And we're going to activate, I think they mean to say an entry point and make the bot live. So somebody's got a typo in there, but might have been a language barrier thing. Who knows? Maybe AI typed this. We just don't know. All right. So those are the tasks that we have. And so let's go through the first task here. And I am going to follow the slides here to kind of get into this. So I am on their website right now in the background. It says log on to the website using this link, and so they want us to go right to that. So I'm going to just follow and see if those instructions actually work. So I'm just going to go right to their dashboard here, and I am going to continue with a Facebook login. All right, so I do have one, and I really prefer that that's obscured, but hey, that's how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm logging into Facebook through this platform. And you can see that it does try to access a whole bunch of stuff here on Facebook. Pretty normal that you're kind of giving away your whole life when you're on these platforms, by the way. So I'm going to continue with that. And it looks like we're getting in there now. All right. So they have a questionnaire that comes up, and it says fill the details and click on next step. And so I'm not really sure what the details are yet. So let's just take a look. Where will you use automation? Yeah, and I'm not an Instagram person, so Facebook. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna say, okay, don't have an existing business, test purposes. What's your role? Um, let's just say other. I'm just going to say educator, and you guys could probably say student. So I'm just saying on behalf of my students, otherwise I probably wouldn't add it to a Facebook account. Which stage are you at with automating client responses using AI? Yeah, exploring options but not ready yet. What's the main problem It allows you to start looking for new business solutions. We'll say other. And what's it going to be? Is the educator response. You guys can say whatever you wish on this. And I'm just going to say none at this point. And that's adequate. Yeah, and I'm not going to leave a phone number. Hopefully it doesn't block me on that. All right. So it looks like we're kind of proceeding through this. And then we are going to connect a Facebook page. Now, I don't know what this is going to do, and I'm looking here that it looks like it has a few pages that are connected to my account. By the way, two of them are musical groups that I used to be in a long time ago. Both have active presences on Facebook, but not really active bands. And then I have an old family business, and I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to connect up to that because that's also a thing that's retired now. So that's been, down for 13, 14, 15 years, something like that. So I'm going to connect to that. And I'm doing that because it feels like the safest choice to me, not because the other option, of course, is I think that you could create a page, or if you have one, you can connect it, but otherwise you could create a page in principle. Right, so it says here you can connect a page, so that's what I did because I had one available. Otherwise, you could just create one and call it whatever you wish. And just so you guys are clear, a Facebook page is different than a profile, so it's not like a personal account. It's kind of like a web page, and pages don't have friends, for example. They have followers and people that like them. So that's kind of a little bit of the difference. So you can make one, and you can call it AI demo page or whatever you think is appropriate. All right. So I already did that step. All right. So here they're back on the home page after connecting a Facebook page. And yeah, and see, they're trying to get me to pay, and that's not going to happen, by the way. And it says your automation will stop responding after your trial ends. And so we're going to skip for now. All right, so then we're going to go to the home page, and now we are connected up here. Now they do have a 2-minute video here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video. I do have some concerns about, YouTube filtering it out since it's somebody else's content, but it's a really small window and sometimes they let that fly through. So I'm just going to run it and capture the content here.
Hey, and welcome to ChatFuel. At ChatFuel, you can automate all your business messages across WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and our web widget. Let me quickly show you the core functionalities of our product. Head to the Flow section, where you can build automations. You can create rule-based bots to handle routine tasks and interactions. No programming skills are required. Everything can be done easily within our platform. You can immediately test your automation by clicking the Test this Flow button. Additionally, you can collect customer data and save it for future use. You can build AI-powered agents using Fueli AI. Think of it as your virtual employee. Choose the necessary skills, share your business context, and set up the rules for how your AI agent should operate. Again, no programming is needed.
And I'm going to just talk in here a little bit, just to kind of cover see, as a no-code tool, nobody's writing code here, they're just using the
Additionally, all messages will be displayed in the live chat section. Here, you can monitor how both your AI and human agents respond to messages. We have plenty of tutorials in the Help Docs section, including videos and detailed articles.
and I think that that pretty much shows how it operates. But it's basically one of these no code tools once again that allows us to do a whole bunch of stuff. Apparently, it supports AI chatbot agents, and it also supports live ones too. So, like you can, if you have real people responding to people, it's a tool that you could use. So, and this is why this tool is very popular for people who run Facebook pages. It's also popular on other platforms. So, like, if you even have a regular website and you want to have interactions with your audience, basically, and some of it automated, some of it manual. I think that's pretty neat right there. But let's go back to the PowerPoint here. So it says the home page after connecting the Facebook page, and you'll see the little link up here, right? And I'm just looking at the little template screen that they have here, and there's no Instagram account. All right. And so, I mean, this is basically, so this is an old business that, no longer is there. Okay, just by the way. I'm not currently logged into Facebook, by the way. So we'll see if at any point it allows me to do that. So now we're going to start some of the activities here, and you can see they want us to click on automation. So let's follow, just going through the instructions. I'm new to this as well. And so we're clicking on automation, and now they're asking us to choose a template. I assume that's covered here. Click on automation, create flows in ChatFuel for incorporating bot on Facebook page. Click on use templates. Okay, so here's the templates. Choose a template, and it looks like their create blank flow is what they want us to choose here. And I don't see like they're really progressing anywhere from slide to slide, and then choose an entry point. So let's see if we can follow that. So we'll create a blank, create an entry point, and you have Facebook page. All right, so we're going to click on Facebook page. You can move two boxes by simply doing click and drag on them. So I can move them around basically is the point. I'm just going to move them around a little bit just to show you that it can be done. Moving on to the next, now it says, let's add some questions, a frequently asked question. And for this business, okay, so let's just type one in. Is this business still open? That's going to be a big one because it's closed. Okay, and I don't know, like where you put the answer. We'll figure that out. Add questions that you would want to appear in the chatbot. Connect the first question with a flow box using drag and drop. Okay, so we're going to try this. So we're going to go one question at a time. I'm not going to do a lot of it, but so here, let's go like this. And I'm just going to connect the question to the flow bot, and then we'll add okay, interesting. Let's just say text. All right, I'm compelled to try to follow the instructions as closely as possible here. So text and buttons, that kind of intuitively did that. And then it's clicking on add content. And then you can add text, and it looks like a button that can, like, for example, open a URL. So the text might be this business closed in 2012, I think it was. That's a ballpark guess. So we are no longer serving customers. Okay. And then add a button. Okay, so they can send users to the next block when they click the button. So you can basically, and this is the point, right? You create like a flow that takes you through, um, this step-by-step process, and what I would suggest that you do is that you, um, and it says here, build, redirect customers to your business website. And, real frankly, we don't have one anymore, so they can't really direct them to it. Um, so, so click the add button name. And you know what, we can come up with add the button name, um, go to website. And I hope I'm doing this correctly. You guys might find out, how to do it better than I can. But I think this is kind of interesting. It says add button name to name the button that will redirect customers to your business website. And I don't know if I like missed that step. Type the answer here, and then the next box, open the URL. So let me see if I can maybe. And you see me struggling here, but that's okay, right? Just I'm experimenting, so there's no real harm done. Type the answer here, and you know what? Let's delete the path. And I'm trying to get rid of the stuff here. I'm just going to reconnect it. Okay. Is this business still open? This business closed. We are no longer adding customers. And then, all right. Okay. So, all right. So it looks like they've added a whole bunch of stuff here. And we still do have a Facebook page. So, well, that's the entry point. Right. Um, okay. So it looks like they have a bunch of different things, and actions might be to, right. And you can see all the different tools that you can put here. So, like, for example, if we wanted to collect user data and collect their email addresses, um, that would come in as your next piece, basically. And I think the point is I can now connect. All right. And clearly I'm fumbling with this, but that's okay. Um, I'm not here's the weird thing. I'm not seeing the continue flow option off of this. Um, Gloriously fumbling, but that's okay. I mean, this is kind of the point of this. Um, Click on the add button name, redirect customers to your business website in this case. Okay. add button name, go to website. And you know what? I don't have a website to take people to, um, but I could, for example, just take them to my own personal little website. Um, okay, so go to website. And so I think that was the part I was missing up here, right? Connect, open URL. Okay, I see. So you have to click out of the interface for it to lock in, but in principle here, that would, um, and maybe check out our old website. Wait, that doesn't really do anything, right? But you know, the point is, right, uh, that you could add that flow in, so you could like move people around, give them a link to go to. Start a connection from a second question. As soon as you lift your finger, you will see multiple options. So we're going to go back to the Facebook page, and all right. Or how about this, you know, because that was one of our signature products, feta cheese. Where can I get good feta cheese? And we should preface that with good Greek feta cheese. Right. So there's my next question. Okay, and the point on this one is, we also want to do text and buttons here. So I'm giving them, you know, an answer, you know, by the way. And then I could link up to their website, but I'm not really sure I'm going to do that, by the way. Right, type the answer for the second question. We connect the third the way we did for the second. Right, so you notice how we have like all these different boxes that we're starting to develop. So the point is to get at least, you know, all of those, you know, like, you know, shooting for 3 questions to possibly answer, I think is the goal here. Step 3 would be to activate the entry point and make it live. And so right now it is set to inactive, so I'm going to turn it on, which is interesting because I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the background on that, but we'll find out. And it says click on the home button. So let's go to the home button. Oops, and I'm sorry about that. So we're clicking on the home button, and then we want to, you can update permissions or disconnect the page from here. So let's go here. All right, so you know, let's just go ahead and click update permissions. I don't think I really need to do that, but if you wanted to disconnect the chatbot, the point is you can do it from right there. Now you can open your Facebook page in the browser, click on the message option, and you get to see the bot with the FAQ you entered on there. All right, so notice that the frequency asked questions will be visible right there. So let's give that a try. I'm going to log into Facebook, and I'm not always a huge fan of doing this, either during a class or really in any situation because of what stuff pops up on screen in the process. So I'm actually going to go to the profile of the business. It says your page have been, oh, okay, so fine. I'm just going to say yes. And somewhere here, there's supposed to be a message thing. You guys notice that there is no message thing here. And so I got to find that. So this is an example of our old family business here. So let me see if I can find the message. Notice I'm not finding it at all, which is very, it just shows how much I use Facebook, basically. So somewhere in here, there's a way to interact, but yeah, so so I'm kind of guessing, and this might be something you have to do kind of independently, is you might, like right now I'm attached to that profile, so that could be just because I'm attached to that. So if I go back to, let's say, to this primary profile, then look up the business, go to it. Now I'm wondering if, okay, there we go. There's the message. And then, okay, there we go. So is the business still open? Sent. And of course, okay, so there it is. It replied for me here. Check out our old website so you can go to the link, but that's of course not going to work. And then there was the other FAQ question. So ideally you would try all of them, but if you can get this to work, you basically have been successful. And then if you want to disconnect the accounts, you certainly can. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out here because I don't like to stay signed into this platform, by the way. So that's basically the activity and how to complete it. And then there's an associated assignment in this unit, which has you take like the stuff that you're doing inside ChatFuel and create a flow chart to demonstrate it. So for example, like I had a question, that's a common one. Is this business still open? Of course it's not. That gives you an answer. So that's one step of the flow chart. And the next step of the flow chart is the option to go to the website, which of course isn't there. Then people asked the question about where to get feta cheese, and I gave them an option. I could probably also link up a website there, but that's the process of all this. So the one part of the project is to create this chatbot, add it to a Facebook page or website, whatever method you want to use. And then the assignment portion is to complete a flow chart related to it. And we're going to talk about all of this stuff in class this evening. All right, so this video is essentially done. And I'm going to stop it right here.